Welcome to this deep dive. Today we are unpacking a really fascinating stack of financial analyses to explore what I can only call a radical paradox.
Yeah, it really is quite the paradox.
Right. So we are looking at the world's wealthiest individual, a guy currently hovering around a staggering like $700 billion net worth. But his physical footprint is shockingly minimal.
It is almost invisible, honestly.
Yeah, exactly. Our mission here is to figure out how someone with that kind of record-breaking wealth practically removes themselves from the physical real estate game altogether, you know?
Mhm.
And what that reveals to you about the mechanics of modern extreme wealth.
Well, when you look at the sources, he has systematically sold off his sprawling mansions, like all of them. And he relocated to a $50,000 prefabricated house in Texas.
A $50,000 house. Okay, let's unpack this because choosing to live in a house like that when you were worth 700 billion, I mean, that requires a completely different philosophy on capital.
Oh, absolutely. It fundamentally breaks the traditional model of success entirely.
Right, because usually you assume hyperconsumption, right? It feels almost like having a record-breaking high score in a video game, but choosing to play with just the most basic starter equipment in real life.
That is a perfect way to put it. People still imagine this old Scrooge McDuck vault of gold coins, but that is not how paper wealth works.
Right, he can't just put 700 billion in his pocket or like spend it at a cash register.
Exactly. That wealth is more like the gravitational pull of a massive planet.
Mm.
It dictates the orbits of entire industries. For day-to-day liquidity, billionaires at this tier, they don't rely on checking accounts.
Wait, really? So how do they actually buy things?
Well, they leverage their massive equity to secure low-interest lines of credit, securities-backed loans, basically.
Yeah, oh, I see.
Yeah, so it allows them to fund personal expenses without having to sell off shares
Huh.
and, trigger massive capital gains taxes.
So if it is not cash or mansions, where is it? Because looking at the breakdown in these reports, that equity is incredibly concentrated.
Very costly.
Yeah, we are talking about a 12 to 13% stake in Tesla and roughly 42% ownership of SpaceX, which the documents note now includes XAI,
Yeah, that is essentially the entirety of the portfolio right there.
which is wild. So what does this all mean? Because my immediate thought is just extreme fragility.
It definitely defies Finance 101, right?
Totally. Like one disastrous earnings call or a major manufacturing setback, and tens of billions just evaporate overnight. I assume he views that volatility as a feature, not a bug.
Well, what's fascinating here is that the volatility is entirely secondary to the actual goal, and that goal is corporate control.
Ah, control, not spending power.
Right. A diversified, safe portfolio is designed to protect your personal spending power, right? Like for a comfortable retirement.
Yeah, exactly.
But holding a 42% stake in a private aerospace company, I mean, that is not about protecting spending money. It is about retaining absolute voting power.
So the fortune is simply a byproduct of maintaining directional control over these massive technological enterprises. Spot on. He is essentially weaponizing his net worth to steer the market. Every dollar tied up in physical brick and mortar is a dollar not actively shaping the future of those companies.
That makes a lot of sense. So by keeping his net worth locked in active stakes, he ensures his financial weight is constantly pushing his technological ambitions forward.
Exactly. At that level of operation, the physical world just becomes largely irrelevant to the overarching financial strategy.
Man, this really forces a serious rethink of our own definitions of success, doesn't it?
It really does. I mean, we spend our lives striving to upgrade.
Right. Bigger houses, nicer cars, more tangible proof that we have quote-unquote made it. Yet at the highest possible peak of financial accumulation, true wealth is entirely about equity and control, not physical consumption.
The ultimate financial flex isn't what you can physically buy and display. It is the future you can shape through concentrated ownership. Yeah, it leaves you with a lingering question, honestly. If the
Mhm.
richest person on the planet actively strips away luxury real estate because true power is conceptual, what does our everyday obsession with buying physical stuff actually say about us? Are we just collecting the wrong kind of wealth?